This is the process shot. I'm Michael. I'm trapped in a movie theater, and I've seen Motherload, a short documentary made back in 2020 from Zoya Lynch. Though the film says it's from the Lynch sisters, even though only one is credited as the director. In any case, the film follows the other Lynch sister, Izzy, and her friend Tessa, both of whom are professional skiers as well as single mothers, one by way of divorce and the other tragically through death. The film briefly goes through the histories that led them to this point, then follows them as they and their children go skiing. During this, Izzy and Tessa are interviewed and talk about the struggles of being single mothers and skiers, and how their experiences have helped shape who they are today, and how they've overcome the obstacles against them. It's easy enough to say that the movie has two parts, and that's pretty much because it does. The first part of the film is the backstory, narrated by Izzy, going through a sort of scrapbook of photos, videos, and life events between the two. From how they met, to the birth of their children, to where their lives took dramatic turns. It's a nice and relaxing montage that eases the viewer into their world, but at the same time it's a bit unusual, given that it's presented almost through a standard slideshow template. There's enough to show that it's an original sequence made for the film, but it still sticks out, especially since this format is abandoned for traditional documentary storytelling afterwards. Speaking of which, the production of this second part of Motherload also suffers a bit, not in its presentation, but more in its technical aspects. Specifically, the audio is what stands out the most, and not in a good way. The filmmakers seemed content to fade out the background score when bringing in voiceover or interview audio, and it takes its time while doing so, resulting in music fading out to silence before the narration comes in. It's pretty distracting and can take you out of the immersion of the film when it happens. Motherload isn't about its technical prowess, though. Rather, it's a story about two mothers who have more to care about than that sort of thing, and their experiences are worth exploring, but it comes with a bit of a caveat. It also doesn't help that as the interviews go along, things become a bit redundant as both Izzy and Tessa talk about their similar struggles, and the two essentially repeat each other. There's at least some grace given in that the filmmakers use the ski slope setting to showcase some nice cinematography, capturing the beauty of the mountains as well as some nice aerial shots of the skiing families in action. But overall, Motherload is probably best described as organized chaos, made with a clear concept in mind and definitely structured around it, but a bit messy in its execution and feeling unrefined as a result. Motherload. Zoya and Izzy Lynch, 2020. 2 stars. I'd still say it's something to watch at least once. Not that you have to rush, I mean. Anyways, that's the end of the video. You know the drill. Like, comment, and sub. You know, I went skiing once as a kid. It was awful.